concept of ethics for the FE exam, 4 points are brought up, or 4 statements can be made about ethics, wherein ethics could be best defined as either the philosophical concept of dealing with moral conduct, a set of standards establishing right and wrong actions, rules that describe your duty to society and to your fellow professionals, or guidelines that help make your decisions. Now, and a strong argument could be made for any one of these 4 points on which one best defines ethics. But in truth, all 4 points are what ethics are. That's redundant. It's actually kind of a ladder building up. So initially you have your philosophical concept of dealing with ethics. And that's stuff philosophers have been dealing with for thousands of years. There's 3 main theories on kind of how ethics work. First is the consequentialist theory, which essentially states that the ends justify the means, that an action can be considered moral if a greater good is achieved, regardless of what happens in the process of achieving. What is sometimes a counterpoint to that is deontological theory, which actually Immanuel Kant spent a lot of time talking about, and that focuses not so much on what the outcome of your actions are, but what the intent of your actions is. It's all about your duty. Are you thinking moral thoughts as you perform your actions? And then that determines whether your actions are moral. Lastly, and actually the most confusing kind of one, is virtue theory, which Aristotle spent a lot of time talking about. And that kind of states that it's more about one's character and their overall arc of moral behavior that determines whether their actions are moral. So, in essence, these 3 competing theories, if you consider lies, a consequentialist would say that a lie is justified if a greater good is achieved from the lie. A deontologicalist would say that lying is always wrong because it is always immoral to lie. Versus virtue theory would focus on why did you lie. So those 3 concepts help build our concept, or those 3 concepts help build our idea of what our personal set of standards of right and wrong actions are, which is the next step down. From there we go into rules that describe your duty to society and fellow professionals, and those kind of rules are codified in everything from biblical texts to the ASCE Code of Ethics. And then lastly, guidelines that help you make decisions. So the rules of the society that you live by feed into your decision-making matrix. So really, ethics isn't any single thing. It is a conglomeration of ideas, a building of thought. And that you should know for your FE exam.